Welcome everybody to the Onward VRML. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I am joined by my co-caster Tendies with also 2 E's, if you can believe it or not. Tendies, how are we doing today?
I am doing absolutely awesome today. This is going to be a great matchup. It's been a rivalry matchup from what I have heard. Apparently, these two teams have a little bit of bad blood between each player, so it's going to be a very interesting match to watch.
Yeah, going to be exciting for sure. Kind of a high-tier matchup, Diamond versus Gold matchup, and we're seeing, a bit of the Season 12 sort of boom, where we see a lot of new teams come in there, with Raw Meat being one of them. And now kind of like a Season 14 boom. I don't know if you've really noticed it, Tendies, but I'm seeing a lot of Season 14 teams this season, and E.C.O is one of them.
Absolutely. There's been a lot of really brand new teams here. Going back to Season 13, there was only 1,100 players actively playing in the league. But now we come back into this season, Season 14, and now we have nearly 1,150. So we nearly gained 50 plus players, as well as we're seeing new teams almost every single day.
Yeah, 50 plus players, that's essentially 10 new teams that right there coming into this season alone. But what's interesting to me is how good these new teams are. E.C.O already up in the gold division. I think they've had a couple of losses so far this season, but like you said, I think this is going to be an exciting matchup, and with a little bit of history between the players, that always makes it a little bit more exciting to get into. But we'll take a look at the rosters in a few minutes here. We're not quite ready yet as the lobby is populating, but we can talk about the pick bans coming in from the teams today. Coming in from Raw Meat, we have the Bizarre Downfall ban, and from E.C.O, the Quarantine Snow Peak ban. Tendies, what are your thoughts on these bans here from both teams?
It seems like both teams don't like to play long range. They want to kind of keep this short and in the bag.
Definitely from E.C.O's side of things, they like playing cargo and such maps.
Now I'll have you pull up the stats here, so I'll put you on the fly. What are the stats looking like for these teams? For Raw Meat playing these maps, like, is it a ban of weakness? That's what we always like to look into. Is Raw Meat banning the maps because they can't play them well, or is it because E.C.O is actually doing very well on them this season?
So I think this is going to be a map of weakness for Raw Meat here. They aren't particularly doing good on Downfall there. They have only played it one tower, but they also lost that matchup, only taking up 2 rounds for that. On top of that, with Bizarre. Now, Bizarre was a really, really bad map for them. They've played it several times. They've only won 11% of their rounds for that. So I think this is a ban of weakness for them. And E.C.O, they really just severely dislike long-range maps.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a clear indicator there. Quarantine and Snow Peak off the table. And our first map pick going into this first map is going to be Abandoned. So we are at least going to get some range in the system here this afternoon. But I mean, maybe to the point that you're about to make here, Tendies, Raw Meat picking into the range intentionally here.
I think they're trying to play. I think they're going to try to play long range on them and work their way in, because as soon as they go in, that's when they're going to lose their timings against E.C.O.
Yeah, going to be an exciting battle here this afternoon. We are close to having the full rosters in lobby and ready to go, and once we do, we should be jumping right into the action. We can take a quick look at the Raw Meat's active roster, as they do have everyone in right now. And coming in for Raw Meat, there is Haywire Bubble, 70, Backwood Bear, 6 Club J, Llama Actual, and Lil Lion Man. E.C.O roster, we're still waiting, but Tendies, it's looking like we at least have 4 of the 5 in there.
Absolutely. Just for what we have right now, we have Scotty 1576. We have Lovemore, Silver Bodyguard, and ZK 5809. Now, Silver being the more seasoned player on their roster. He's been around since at least Season 13 here. He kind of pitter-pattered around, but he's been putting in a lot of work off-season, picking up scrims, asking teams if he can shadow them and learn off of them. And he's really been putting in a lot of work.
I mean, I don't know what your inside info is, but, we've talked to some high-level teams. They're scrimming 4 or 5 times a day sometimes. They're fitting in a lot of scrims. I don't know what your experience has been practicing and prepping, at the league level, but it is you can put a lot of time into these practices, into prepping, and to that point, while I think Silver is maybe one of the only ones right now in the roster that isn't brand new to the season. I mean, they have several brand new players this season 14, and it's I love to see that a team like this can make it so high in their debut into the league,
For sure. Ghost Isaac is actually the second player who was not their he's also played since season 13,
okay.
Sorry. But he also only played for about a few weeks, towards the last few weeks of the season, and then they decided they didn't want to try to play in the Challenger Cup there.
Yeah.
So it's been a very interesting ride for both teams, as a matter of fact. Both teams have had their ups and has their downs.
Challenger Cup last season, super competitive. I mean, if we're starting to look ahead, because it's not that far out, we're in week 9 already, we can start to think about that Challenger Series and what that's going to look like. E.C.O could be a team that's in that Challenger Series, and especially with that tournament format, or the round robin format, there is kind of opportunity for teams that maybe aren't at the top of the ladder to work their way up. It's the beauty of the wild card system, So I'm very interested to see what we get when we get into that postseason, and obviously things will be different this year because we're splitting EU and NA, so we're not going to get that cross-pollination like we normally have. But maybe that could be for the better, for better games for us watching on our end. But either way, we are still waiting on E.C.O's 5th, and then hopefully we will be getting in. We can do a little sleuthing, a little internet research, and see if they are looking for a sub right now. On over to the Discord. If you want to get involved into the VRML, get on the vrml.com/onward. You'll find the link to our Discord where you can get involved with teams that are recruiting. You can see when games are going to be cast live. You can chat up with other players. You can join the reservist roster where a team like E.C.O, in this case, where they need a 5th, can tap into a diverse pool of players and pull from them. I'm seeing actually here, yeah, it does look like they need a sub, and it looks like Raw Meat have also, no, they were potentially looking for a sub and then have not needed one. But yeah, E.C.O is scrambling now to try and find a 5th. So they have 8 minutes. No, do the math. 7 minutes to try and get a sub until they have to start round 1, and then they have to play 4-5. Then they can take a timeout between rounds 1 and 2, still try and find a sub, and then they have to play out their second round, and I think they can use their second timeout after round 2. So could have a long stretched out beginning here if E.C.O are going to try and find a 5th. They may play this first map 4v5 and then try and bring their 5th in later because they're running late. Who knows? There's plenty of potential situations that could lead to you not having your 5th. But I guess it also, you can look at the roster. Do they have a full roster?
Looks like they're actually going to start as a 4v5 here.
Yeah, I think they only have 5 available to play. So they don't have that ability to dip into an extra 6th player on their team and pull them into the lobby. So E.C.O is thrust into a 4v5, and Raw Meat are looking at a early advantage out the gate on their Marsoc round on their map pick. Granted, the objective relatively tough to defend, but this is not where they want to be, Tendies.
Absolutely not. This objective is one of the more harder ones to defend here, especially when you're a man down here. It's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to try to play out with their defense here.
Yeah, I imagine it'll be pretty reserved. Not necessarily going to be reaching out for any peaks across the midfield. And if you look at their setup here, everyone's tucked inside. Silver bodyguard working around the back end. Scotty maybe the only one that's peeking out a little bit through the windows, but they're not putting anyone on the gap in the wall. They're not putting anyone looking out. I mean, really Lovemore, I guess, is the only one that has any sort of view out into the midfield. And while it does mean that they're not going to get picked early, it also means that Raw Meat essentially have free entry all the way up to this objective door. looks like for now, Raw Meat just really taking their time here on their setup. Little Lion Man tucked into the corner, just backing up their forward positions. Looks like they're really looking for picks. Haywire is on the 3rd floor. They've got Llama Actual over on the beach. Everybody trying to find a little slice of E.C.O before they move in. Not that they necessarily need it, but as soon as someone does peek out, the entire team nearly, I think those 3 guns come alive there. Backwood, the 3-story, and the beach all firing in on that one gap in the wall angle. It is not safe to peek out, Tendies.
No, it absolutely isn't. It looks like they're trying to just look for a pick out there, see if they can even the scores out here.
Yeah.
E.C.O still trying to tuck in, play tight. Looks like it's just going to be a battle of lengths here. Raw Meat still slowly trying to move their way. They now just took control of the silos here. Now they have a pretty good angle up into the objective building. However, got shots coming out from backwoods. Looks like he was just trying to pre-fire up into the window there.
Yeah, they are starting to make their move up through the midfield. They still have a ways to go, and I imagine we're not going to see a whole lot of action around the objective until probably 2 minutes, maybe even later, 1:30. Raw Meat are definitely going to try and sync up on their entry here, and while delaying the clock does have its advantages in terms of kind of stressing out the defense, and it allows you to safely advance because you're checking all the angles, they do get here with limited time. Definitely going to find themselves in a rushed situation, and even for 5v4 advantage, you fly everyone in at the same time, or you're not properly set up around the objective to make the entry in, it could definitely lead to E.C.O locking in a defensive round, but we're not there yet. Still going to be a little bit of time. You can look at the overhead, and you can see they're doing some long rotations.
Yeah, you got Haywire and Llama trying to go way into the back of the spawns here, trying to see if they can maybe do a little bit of a pinch push here. While the rest of Raw Meat is still slowly moving up on OBJ here. Each side trying to still look for a pick.
Yeah, but again, 2 minutes left. They still have a decent ways to go. There's no way to get to this objective from this south side unless you rotate all the way around the rocks and push up to the objective. There's no ladder or ramp that gets you up onto this platform. So like I'm very curious on what their entry is going to look like. When is it going to be sent in? Maybe even as late as a minute they may make their entry here, because Haywire still hasn't made the move to get up to objective. Backwood's the only one that's anywhere close. And if they just go in one at a time, that's definitely not going to work out, because Lovemore is watching this doorway.
You got smokes coming out onto the objective here. That's going to start letting E.C.O know that they got some company here. Backwood tossing a frag and a smoke into there. He's going to pick up Lovemore there. Silver Bodyguard is going to pick him off through that doorway, though. 6 Club trying to push in now. He's tossing a frag into there. That's not going to pick anybody up with that. Still slowly made his way looking to make his way onto the objective here, trying to see if he can pick somebody in the doorway. Silver is going to be able to get that revive onto Lovemore. That evens their odds back to a 4v4 now. Now each side just playing. Ooh, and Lovemore, 6 Club is going to get a gnarly kill there on Club.
Nice shot through the smoke. Haywire up on the 2nd floor, getting ready to enter in. Down goes Scotty. Nice scoop up there. Bodyguard trying to fend off the entry, but they've already made their way inside as Haywire is flying through on the 2nd floor. Bodyguard's pulling nades out, and Haywire is dumping rounds down towards Bodyguard. They connect. ZK finds the kill up to the top. It's a 1v2. ZK still holding through the chaos.
1v2 ZK's pinch. He knows that he can hear Lion Man above him. He doesn't know where the last guy is, though.
Great rotation, catches Lion. Where is the entry from Llama Actual? It's there, but the reload is not. And ZK goes down. Llama finds the kill. Raw Meat barely come away with that one.
Very true. That came down to a one-on-one situation there. They started with the 4, and on 4-on-5, they managed to whittle it down to a 1v1 situation there. That was a really great defense by E.C.O, but it was just shy enough for the round win.
Still waiting on a 5th. for the E.C.O team. That certainly would have helped them there if they had it, but we will, yeah, not seeing any update on them finding a reservist either. No one coming through there or available tonight, it seems. It's gonna be tough. You know, they really need everyone in, and I guess who are they missing? If we can calculate that. Benjamin can't play in, so they don't have
I believe
Ghost.
it's Ghost that they don't.
Yeah.
It's always unfortunate when you can't get your teammates in, let alone you have to play on a 4v5. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah. Tough situation to be put into, and we'll have to see, you know, what E.C.O's plan is here. Because again, maybe Ghost will come in later in this series. I'm sure E.C.O doesn't want to squander an opportunity to go up against a team like Raw Meat, who, you know, are up there in the rankings. I think they're ranked 20th in the Diamond tier. Yeah, 20th. E.C.O just 3 ranks below them, and so this would certainly be a powerful win for them if they could secure it. Do not want to let this one go away, because again, when we get to that Challenger Cup point, which is just really a few weeks away, you know, you want to be as high as you can in the regular season. That determines your seeding, and so definitely something to be competing for here for both teams, really. Raw Meat in particular, they have an opportunity to get a nice boost. You know, you got to seize the power plays that are given to you, and this is certainly one of them, as they are able to battle this 4v5. But I wonder if we're going to go into a timeout here or not. That's kind of my question.
Yeah, timeout is definitely questioned here. It seems like the rounds have not. Yep, I had just gotten the message. E.C.O is calling their timeout here.
Okay.
This looks like the match is going to start back up at 9:27 here.
Yeah, they're going to take the full 15, try and find their fifth. We are going to take a pretty long intermission, but like I told you, this is how it's going to probably roll out. A slow starts, a drawn-out starts, because they couldn't quite get that full roster. So we'll be back for round 2 of the series. Don't go anywhere. More VRML in a few minutes. Surprise! Hopefully you didn't go too far and weren't expecting a 15-minute break. Come on, there's no way we would need to take all that time. Ghost has returned, just like I said they would. No need for a sub. Perfectly predicted by us here on the caster's desk. Tendies, full rosters for round 2.
Absolutely. E.C.O with having Ghost now, maybe they can pull off a great defense here. Or attack, sorry. Backwood's already taken some pre-fires. Looks like he got that call out for them and saw that they spawned at the apartments there.
That's good info to have. You know that there's going to be a few approaching in through the canyon side pretty quickly, and so Backwood is trying to set up their position there so they can defend that canyon side. But there's also obviously 3 right up through the middle here, and a very different defensive setup than what we saw from E.C.O. Obviously, they're not down a player either, but they're looking for picks here early on the raw meat side.
Haywire just took shots over at Silver inside of the caves there. Looks like he had missed those shots, but he's got that valuable information to call out, hey, there's 2 people coming in here, which is going to allow Backwood there to pick them off possibly.
Yeah, and Haywire's got to be careful scanning this angle here. They've got a few lines of sight. You can see the lasers drawing over the gap in the wall as Backwood waits for Scotty to make their approach, and it's just a bit of a patient hold here on the defensive side as E.C.O have effectively sussed out the early defensive positions. As I say that, Little Lion Man scoops up a kill on the bodyguard from the bottom floor just underneath Backwood, and Backwood now identifying Scotty, who just crossed.
There's another one over there, by the way.
Lion giving that call out there to the rest of his teammates there.
There's a nade. Far enough. Might have the distance now.
Scotty's going to try to swing that, but he's going to get picked off by Lionman. This makes this now a 3v5 for E.C.O here. Looks like they're still trying to move up onto OBJ here.
53.
Yeah, Lion confirming the kills, and Haywire watching over the middle entry as ZK gets very close, pushing up a bit out of sync from the rest of the team, but there may be opportunity because of how somewhat spread raw meat is. They really only have 1 or 2 defenders inside the objective room right now, so they can find a quick 1-2. There could be a path to pushing inside of this objective. Obviously, it would be a quick retake from the surrounding defenders, but for a brief moment in time, they could have control of objective space. As ZK does find the first kill, Llama Actual goes down and forces rotations off of defensive angles, and now everyone on the outside has to come crashing back inside.
But ZK got a flash, but he got a flash inside, flashing Haywire, who was trying to push up and try to swing on him to get him out there.
Ooh.
-1.
It's like Haywire is going to still find Lovemore, though. He finds one, dropping this to a 2v4 situation here for raw meat, or for E.C.O, sorry. ZK and both Ghost are both spread away from each other, trying to hold what they can and push what they can.
It's a matter of timing up here for the E.C.O duo. Ghost has to connect with ZK on the timing. Ghost could, in theory, maybe find the back of Backwood here if they did a long enough rotation and popped up on that back hill. If Backwood could just look over the corner, they'd find ZK, but they can't. And so for now, there's a wall separating the action here, and Ghost is finally starting to rotate on that back side. I think he got, I don't think he's been identified, but yeah, he's pushing up here. He may be able to connect with a couple of picks. That could be a big kickoff. Oh, just misses on the Backwood.
That's going to give away his position here. Now the rest of raw meat knows they got at least one person there. They don't know where that second person is. ZK here has opportunity here. But he's making a lot of noise. Backwood, I think Backwood heard him. He tried to look for him, didn't see him. Now ZK still trying to push up. Flashes coming out.
Ooh, and Haywire wins a valuable trade there. Ghost goes down, ZK's alone. They have to just make their entry in. And with 2 minutes left, they do have time to do it, but a 1v4 is not going to be an easy task.
No. ZK, though, has an opportunity here. If he's quiet, he could sneak onto the objective to cap here.
Out front, it sounds like.
Imagine. My goodness, you're right. There is actually a lack of direct coverage onto the objective.
Yeah, I definitely
Backwood has been rotating up onto that top floor from time to time, but
It sounded just to the right of me.
wow, so close. Oh, and here goes Backwood up onto the second floor. Doesn't peek out yet. Does go down though. There's the first shot. 6 clubs up next. They can't
Good shit.
pick up the double, and it's going to be 2 left alive for raw meat. 2-0 out the gate here.
Unfortunate there. ZK had such a great opportunity to cap there. There was no direct coverage on the front door, and he stuck into that corner, getting a little scared by all the people that he was hearing around him. Fortunately for them, that cost him that cap opportunity there.
Yeah, it's impossible to see what we're seeing, and these players just, they don't have the ability to look through walls and see that there's this one tiny little slice of an angle that they could thread through. You know, it's like they're going through like dodging, dipping and dodging through lasers. You know, there's a path, but only we see it, not them, and so they don't have the confidence to take it. But ultimately, Raw Meat do come out unscathed, 2-0 to start things off. But we do have a full roster and a new objective for E.C.O, so maybe it's what they need to get themselves back into it.
Absolutely. We saw on the last Volk opportunity there, on the last objective for E.C.O, they dropped it down to a one-on-one situation there. So with this 5th person now being into the addition for them, are they going to be able to defend off Raw Meat here finally?
Yeah, and you know what, Tendies, we never really did a formal welcoming into the VRML casting team, but happy to have you on the desk here this afternoon on the casting team here. And yeah, we brought in a bunch of new casters to the VRML squad. Tendies is one of them with a lot of great community casts and good commentary. I'm very happy to have you here along the co-casting, and soon enough hosting on VRML 3, 2, and eventually 1. So keep the eyes peeled for Tendies casts, though they will be coming.
Coming for you, bronze teams.
Back into the action we go, though. Round number 3 kicking off here. New objective in the smack dab middle of the map. Abandon's kind of an interesting one because it does have the long range, but when it comes down to it, every objective push is a close CQB fight that you have to kind of negotiate too.
Absolutely. It's one of the most intricate things about Abandon. The farther away you are, the more long range you get to play it. Closer range you are, more CQB you got it.
Yep.
Looks like Raw Meat actually has a drone up over the apartments right now trying to scout out here E.C.O's positions here. So they're flying it right over the objective now, but E.C.O not budging, keeping the majority of their teammates on the inside of the objective here. Got Lovemore now trying to swap around here, trying to see if he can bait out some information from the northwest barricade. He's going to actually spot that drone there. That was a great eye by him. He's going to take down that drone there. They know that their positions have possibly been compromised, though, but they're not switching them yet. Goes still inside of 2-story HQ.
I don't know if you've seen it, but I've seen some players fly the drone like it's being shot down. You know, when it starts to get shot, they'll just instantly dive it to the ground. And then people think the drone's dead. When it's not dead, it's an interesting strategy. I don't think that happened there, but that would have been a way to avoid that. If they could have just ducked that drone behind the rock, then you would have thought it was dead. So I don't know. There's so much nuance to the game that, you know, if you don't pay attention to the little details like that, you'll miss the finer inner workings of drone play. But
absolutely. Raw Meat still sticking pretty much into their spawn there. They are just looking now for those picks there, but E.C.O is not letting them give it. You got Llama Actual pushing through the valley now, trying to get behind the apartments here. Trying to see if you can maybe get a leeway onto one.
A very clear
I'm going east now.
strategy that Raw Meat has on offense right now. And they're sticking to it for at least the first 2 pushes into the objective space. The last time it did work, it did come down to 1v1, but it did work. And they like to clearly sit very close to the spawn at least. Try and find picks. Lovemore will kick off the round with the first kill onto the Raw Meat attack. But the trouble is that if you are going to play this way, you all then do have to move up at the exact same time, which is maybe the most challenging thing to do. A beautiful flash from Backwood does completely blind Lovemore. But you all have to move up at the same time. If you don't move up at the same time, then essentially you're throwing yourself one at a time into the team. And so Raw Meat need to make sure they're staying coordinated. So far, if you look at the overhead, you can see there's a bit of a line between the 4 as they make their way forward. But that edge needs to get into the 2-story buildings and start to suppress down into the objective while this duo up to the middle pushes on to Lovemore.
Lovemore giving the call outs here for his team. They know that they're pushing through the apartments here, but you got Lion Man who's just outside of sewer pipes here. He could try to make his way around, given some sort of a distraction here with the rest of his teammates.
Lovemore getting a little antsy there, zipping around the corner as a nade. Smoke comes and Lovemore really pushing super far out. Club J finds that kill. And E.C.O have been staying tucked in, but Love more there, getting a little bit too excited looking for the pick. We could have some coming in from Ghost Isaac soon enough with eyes down onto the other side of the wall. I just don't think they've identified this duo yet. How has Ghost not seen these pushers yet? They gotta find these shots.
I think they're moving just barely outside of his vision here. Looks like he saw a lion, but missed his shots there on a crucial kill there. Lion now trying to pick him off. He's not going to be able to pick anything off there. Backwoods now on the OBJ here. Scotty doesn't realize that entirely. A cap opportunity here.
The code is getting punched in right now. No one has pushed. Scotty hasn't swung the corner yet. Backwood is taking too long, but they get it in time.
Backwood having ample amount of opportunity and time there to cap. Sends in that code with nobody realizing that he's on the objective there.
What?
Oh,
that entry, man, it just went unnoticed. It snuck through 3 alive defenders and caps it right under their nose as, I mean, hey, E.C.O was nicely packed around the objective, so I mean, that's what we're talking about right there, Tendies. They thread the needle through the defense to get that one.
Looks like they just play through the time. Their defensive sides are gonna see, they're gonna realize, oh, they're not, these guys aren't pushing, and they're gonna get loose. They're not gonna be on as edge. They're gonna lose that or they're gonna gain too much confidence to the point where it's now hindering them.
It's all part of the strategy in the play and trying to outpace your opponent. And the pacing was a little different there. They pushed in with about 2 minutes left, a little bit faster than they did the round before. So even that initial slow, cautious approach did get a little bit quicker once they did start to find the kills that they were looking for. So I think maybe Raw Meat's offense is flexible, right? As soon as it finds a kill, it starts to move. And so maybe they could be attacking a lot earlier, depending on where we go from map number 2 and what kind of action we see coming in through. Are we going? Oh my, oh my. I have to update my map. We haven't played this one in a while. We are headed to Arctic for map number 2. Tendies, what are your thoughts on this map?
Arctic is such a CQC map. You really don't have the opportunity to play long range, and this could play heavily in favor for E.C.O here, because Raw Meat, as you said earlier, they've been playing very, very passive here, at least for the first 2 minutes of the round, if not longer, threading that needle there. But on Arctic, you can't thread that needle. You thread that needle and you're going to get swept up.
Yeah, there is, well, almost no room for it. And it is, I think, the closest quarters map that is in the pool right now. Even, I think it's, I wonder actually, like, feet-wise what it is, but I think it's smaller than, well, it can't be smaller than Cargo. But I wonder from end to end if it is as small as Cargo.
I think they're going to be very, very close here, but there's a lot of twists and turns inside of Arctic. But Cargo, you at least have 2 opportunities to play somewhat of a long-range angle through both of the lane 1 and lane 4 coverage there.
Yeah, you don't have those. I mean, I guess you do have there's not a lot of long-range angles here. This map really forces the corner peaks, the short snapping flashes, the smokes to blind corners and push. Utility is going to be vital for both these teams, and so we'll have to see if Raw Meat can bounce back, or excuse me, if E.C.O can bounce back here. But this is interesting because this is E.C.O's map pick. Now that I'm thinking about it, and they banned. Well, no, it's because E.C.O didn't want to play ranged. Raw Meat. Yeah, okay, that's right. Okay, I was just getting mixed up in my head. Yeah, E.C.O wants to stick to the close quarters, so it makes sense that we're here. And I mean, we could see a complete 4-0 reverse sweep here, honestly, with this map pick.
Absolutely. I mean, they still have one more map to play in the series here, regardless. However, if E.C.O takes this in a 4-0 here, they should put themselves in a perfect lineup opportunity here for map 3, as I believe they banned and or played the all of the long range maps here, so they drop it down to a medium range here,
Yeah.
which can be very, very devastating depending on what map they decide to choose.
Yeah, look at the bans again. It's Downfall, Quarantine, and Snow Peak, all off the table. Abandon has been played. Bazaar is not even there, so there isn't even, yeah, to your point, any medium range, really. Even in the rotation right now, so... Yeah, we could see a full series swing here, depending on how E.C.O play these close quarters maps.
Absolutely, and as you said before, util is going to be very, very important.
Sorry for cutting you off, but Shipyard is the only one that's kind of mid-range.
And even at that, most of the upper floors for Shipyard, that is almost complete long range there for them.
I'm going to put my money on Shipyard for map 3. Because I don't see us going anywhere else. Suburbia is off the table, too. So even in terms of map choice for close quarters, it's somewhat limited. You know, you got Cargo, Tanker, Shipyard.
I think... Ooh,
Subway.
there's a lot of...
But all of it, close quarters, so... Could see a drastic shift here, but like you were getting to the utility, going to be quite vital here, and flashbangs in particular really can. I just wonder if Raw Meat are going to change their pace now. You know what I mean? If they have the ability to play quick, because if you can play quick on this map, then you can really catch people off guard. You can get flashes out, catch people on rotations, get full team picks, you know, right out the gate. So.
And we're about to find that answer out right now as match is now underway.
Round 1 of map 2 kicking off here. Rami and E.C.O dueling it out right in the heart of the ladder, rank 20 versus rank 23. And so far, Rami in a dominant 4-0 victory, but we'll have to see if that keeps up here as E.C.O start their attack.
So E.C.O's already been called out here. They got flashes. Haywire's going to pick off Scotty here in a head peek. Lovemore now pushing into here. They're going to trade out there, making this already a 1v4 situation here.
A rapid
Silver, the last
succession of kills there, Tendies. That E.C.O team tried to collapse into the objective space, and Raw Meat fended it off well.
Absolutely. This just leaves Silver Bodyguard last up for E.C.O here. He's trying to slowly make his way towards the objective here, but he's making a lot of footstep sounds here. Backwood here possibly could hear him and calling him out or swing on him for here. Looks like Silver trying to memorize the code here. Slowly making his way. Smoke is cleared off. Backwood swinging it. He's going to pick off Silver Bodyguard there, making this a 1-0 map 2 open for Raw Meat.
You know, we talked about it at the start of the show. E.C.O is a new team to the league here in Season 14. It's impressive for how well they've done. They've gotten up into the gold tier their first season in the VRML. That is no easy feat. But because they've been winning and doing as well as they have, they're now going up against tougher teams. Teams that are in the Diamond Division, teams that have history, that have experience. You're not going to catch them off guard on a map like Arctic. You know, Raw Meat, I'm sure, have practiced and scrimmed on this map despite their lack of, you know, preference for close quarters, or at least that's what we're seeing in the picks. Maybe they like close quarters, and it's all just a mind game play on their opponent. You know, it's either way. Raw Meat is looking good here right now, 5-0.
Mind games are definitely a fun one to play with your opponents here, and it quite possibly could just be Raw Meat has hammered out scrim after scrim after scrim inside of CQC maps here, such as Arctic, anticipating that E.C.O was going to pick it, and now that they've scrimmed it all this much, now they have the experience and the knowledge here for it.
Yeah. Well, Not the ideal start for E.C.O, but they do go on the defensive now. This objective's kind of tough to defend, so I'm impressed at how well E.C.O did hold it down, despite them smokes being out, and they found early picks down the lanes. We'll have to see how Raw Meat approaches this, and if E.C.O can replicate that good of a defense for round 2.
Absolutely here, Raw Meat saying that they want to go for a cap here. Question is, are they going to be able to get it off here?
Yeah, how are they going to get up to the objective space? What is their utility usage going to look like? And already not an ideal smoke coming out. C4 does get thrown, but I think that's not usable. I don't think they can detonate that. I think it's too close to the objective.
It's like Silver and Haywire are going to trade, or Silver and Llama are going to trade here, but Haywire is going to be able to pick up that kill and the revive here. Backwood wounded inside of the dome here. Club looking for a possible revive for him.
Yeah, has the smoke out, should be able to get that res. E.C.O still does have good solid defensive setup around objective, so cap is not going to be easy. Haywire on a long rotation and Rami back up to 4 off the res.
So you got ZK though, he's coming right behind. He's got to sweep both of them up here, leaving this a 2v4 situation here. Haywire though, he's around the backside. He saw Lovemore. He's going to be able to pick that off. Swing on the objective. He actually saw Ghost on the objective. He's going to be able to pick off Ghost as well. But they got Scotty still on the objective. ZK now rotating back towards objective.
K needs to be here to cover this. They're going to snap up and find a trade with Haywire. It leaves us into another 1v1. Not the first one we've seen this series, Tendies.
Absolutely not here. Llama looking for a finish onto Ghost here, but he's not going to be able to get that. He fires, though, making Scotty thinking that he's going to come from there, but he's rotating back all the way around here. Scotty could go for a revive here, making this a 1-on-2 situation here.
We'll have to see. It is a matter of time. This rotation long, but a long rotation is still pretty short on the map of Arctic. So with 4 minutes left, there's plenty of time for this rotation to come through on the raw meat side. Scotty's way out in the open now, and Llama may actually be able to find the back of Scotty. A nice pickup puts raw meat 2-0 off of a clutch 1v1.
Absolutely, and just as you said before, a long rotation is still a short rotation, and Scotty, unfortunate for him, did not look behind him nor expect to rotate, which cost him that round there. I was very unfortunate to see. However, he did have Ghost next to him, trying to give him call-outs as best as he could there for him.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for them. It wasn't good.
You'd think that Ghost there calling things out would have identified that no one was on the short corner, and so he could have just pushed that confidently, you know, but I suppose there's still unknowns, and yeah, that rotation. By the time he's checking the corner, they're literally on the other side of the map finding the kills, so solid job, solid dropout. Honestly, a good bait and switch, right? They pick their shots from that corner, giving away their position, and then they rotate around, so overall, a pretty well-coordinated clutch win for the Raw Meat team, and I think that's kind of what's separating Raw Meat from E.C.O right now, is that it's those moments of pushing into the objective that Raw Meat's executing a little bit better.
Absolutely, and as we've said before, it kind of comes down to the experience here. Raw Meat played with each other for several seasons. Yeah. They know each other's strengths and weaknesses. However, for E.C.O, majority of their members are new here, whereas they only have 2 players who have been here since at least season 13. And unfortunately for E.C.O, the experience is going to outweigh the brains here.
Well, we're not counting them out yet, okay? It's still a close quarters, Matt. They haven't really connected with anything, and maybe it was the objective. As we do get back into it, we go to a new OBJ for round 3, and we'll see if E.C.O can claw something back here on the Marsoc side.
Absolutely, Raw. At first here, again, really excited here, but now they're actually starting to plan out their assaults here. Or the defense, sorry. Smoke's already coming out from E.C.O here, smoking off inside of the warehouse. Although I believe it was too far of a smoke here. Backwoods seeing Silver here. He's going to pop some shots at him. He's going to miss them, though. However, smokes from Scotty is going to come out, allowing Silver to cross over. Very deep grenades going to go out. Unfortunately, that's not going to pick up anything. However, Raw Meat knows that they're all inside of the warehouse here. Llama right around the corner here. ZK possibly looking to push through. Oh, he baited him out. He's still going to be able to pick him up. Backwoods also going to pick up. Lovemore is going to swing, and he's going to pick up Llama here. Still a 3-on-4 situation here for E.C.O. We got heavy defense now.
Yeah,
Backwoods still.
I think a new objective too. Maybe not new, but an objective we don't see very often here. And so far, Raw Meat is holding it down beautifully as they shut down the approach from this side. Flash comes in to clean things up. Scotty's blind. Backwoods crashing in, and they could find themselves the final kill with Scotty getting overwhelmed in a trade, and Raw Meat come out 3-0 with 3 alive. What a fast defensive round for them.
Absolutely. E.C.O. all pushing inside of the warehouse here, trying to crash down onto OBJ and overwhelm Raw Meat here. Unfortunately for them, I think they got a little too excited and tossed the smoke just a little bit too early, baiting out their positions, which then allowed Raw Meat to readjust for them and pushing inside that warehouse there.
1 point away from taking the series 8-0. Definitely not how I imagined the series going. I envisioned E.C.O putting up a bit closer of a fight here, but so far Raw Meat have just out-coordinated. You know, they are really in sync this afternoon, and they're working together nicely as a team. Their defensive setups are strong, hard to break through, and I mean, the only real way to crack the Raw Meat egg would be to really have good to perfect utility placement. You know, nades, flashes, smokes. If those are improved, then there's a chance E.C.O can effectively fight against Raw Meat. But as of this point right now, if E.C.O's not hitting that utility, I think Raw Meat are going to potentially take this series here. And you know, where do you go for map 3 then? Even, you know, what does Raw Meat want to play? Are they afraid of the close quarters? Maybe they feel confident going to something like Cargo even. You know, who knows where we head to map 3 now after this performance on Arctic.
Absolutely, and we said at the beginning here, my prediction was a ban of weakness here. However, I think I'm going to have to retract that statement. I think Raw Meat just simply didn't want to play those maps. They weren't feeling them today.
Yeah, we are analytical. We have to look at the stats. We have to try and devise a story from the numbers, and yeah, sometimes the stats tell a story, but yeah, you know, it could just be a matter of how the day is going for a team like Raw Meat, and they just didn't want to play those 2 maps because they are looking good on wherever we go right now, and I think that's maybe what you would expect out of a team in the Diamond division or in that Master tier. You know, Diamond to Master, you expect them to be good on all maps. There's not really, you know, maps that teams or players can't play at this level.
Absolutely here in E.C.O, even though they haven't been able to get a point on the board, they've still shown Raw Meat that they can go toe-to-toe to them,
yeah.
Nearly dropping this into a 1-on-1, if not a 1v2 situation here each time.
Yeah, I mean, look at the KDs, 7-2 from Haywire, 5-2 from Backwood, 3-1 from Llama. Raw Meat definitely coming alive, but E.C.O 4-3, 2-3. They're finding kills, just not enough to get them the round wins. So Raw Meat does an initial sort of posturing with smokes, and everyone gets set up into their positions.
Absolutely here. That allowed Scotty, though, however, to get behind the car here on objective here. He's going to be able to pick off Lion Man here. However, he possibly could here. 6 Club. Give him a call out here. Silver now running around the balcony here. Ooh, Ghost is actually going to pick off Llama, but he's going to get refragged by Backwood here. ZK now realized that he's the lone man on objective. He's going to swing that. He's going to be able to pick him up. Oh, what a disgusting shot here. Silver now pushing out. He's going to be able to pick up Haywire, making this a 1-on-4 situation. Lovemore is going to pick off 6 Club there. E.C.O now on the board here, 3-1.
pretty big round. If there's ever a time to come back, it's the last possible moment. And they finally get one on the board, like you said, and maybe start to get a little momentum. You know, we change objectives, they go on the attack. There's an opportunity to swing this back 3-3 or even take the series if they can get themselves a cap here, but I don't think that E.C.O can be getting that far ahead of themselves off of just one round win, you know. They should certainly be looking for the comeback, but it is not going to be easy. I'm sure Rami, unless they just crumble off of one round loss, are going to still be a tough opponent on the defensive side.
Absolutely, E.C.O here. They're going to be able to, like you said, build on that momentum here. A little bit of hope can go a long way in a very dark situation here for E.C.O's point perspective. They nearly just got 4-0'd on 2 maps here. They now are bringing this back 1-3. Maybe that just a little bit of hope and momentum is going to play in their favor, and they can swing this around here. Rami possibly looking for that 12-0 here, expecting a 12-0 victory for them, and now realizing that they got on the board. Who knows? Maybe they crumble off that one round, and they now just lose the whole series. We've seen it before. It could happen again. You never know.
But it may seem like we're rooting against Rami, but as casters, we just want more rounds. I want the map 3 decider, frankly. So, not putting my eggs in the E.C.O basket just yet, but we'll see what they can do. Going on to the attack for round number 5 in map 2. The comeback train has some coal in the engines, but it's going to need a lot more to get across that finish line.
Absolutely here. Rami doesn't appear to be phased. They're just saying, hey, just one round. We still got one more to beat them.
Yeah, I mean, really, they are just one round away from taking the series, so just have to lock it in.
Haywire, he's going to be able to see E.C.O there crossing, but he's not going to be able to pick any of them up. Backwood now looking for a potential pickup here. He's going to see Scotty. He's going to take the shots at him, but he's going to miss his shots, though. He's going to be able to get the vital callouts here. Tossing a frag on the outside here.
Oh. Great hold from Bodyguard, watching that push, watching the rotation off of the backside. They find the kill. They have big control over this east side of the objective, which isn't what you want to lose control of. Club J finds one, but Ghost scoops up another, and Lovemore and Scotty come barreling through here with Club J's vision denied. Lovemore's behind objective. Llama's down. A cap is on the table. If Club J can't hold this cross, then they can get into capping range. Club J is in a vital defensive position here, as ZK might find their back. Down they go. They can push in for the cap now, as Haywire's the last one alive. Lovemore comes crashing in, and Haywire goes down. E.C.O, what's going on here, Tendies? That looks like a different offensive team than we've seen the last couple of rounds.
I think what I said is going to reign true here. I think that little bit of momentum, that little bit of hope is going to start bringing it back here for them. Raw meat, though, they're still one round away.
Yeah.
One round is all they need to crush the hopes and dreams of E.C.O here. And it's going to be a very big question of if Raw meat can rally back here against the two-win series here from E.C.O, be able to shut them out here.
Raw meat does have map 3 pick in their pocket still, so if they do lose this, they do have a place they can go where they at least are somewhat comfortable. But like we've been saying, there's not a whole lot of maps to even choose from now, with Suburbia being out of that map pool and the band's really focusing on long range. So we'll have to see how that shakes out, and we're not quite there yet. It is still, like you said, series points, so just a round away from wrapping this thing up. Well, at least deciding the series. We'll still be here from map 3.
Absolutely here. Both teams here now coming down to a potential tiebreaker, potential map series here. Each side trying to very intricately and very carefully plan out each attack and defense here for each other. It's going to be a very, very close call. I'm calling it now. It's going to come to a 3-3 1v1 situation.
That wouldn't surprise me. Down to a trade in true Onward fashion is what we would end up getting there to decide this round. But it all depends on E.C.O taking this defensive round, and as we get into it, we'll see if Raw Meat can put a bow on this series, or if we are going to get into that
They can get pretty aggressive, guys, so watch out.
3 round 7.
Oh, this is definitely the dude. What was I doing over there?
Absolutely here. E.C.O now running out to their positions here. Looks like they're trying to possibly take dome control here. Ghost now running on the outside of dome here. He's not going to be able to see anybody. However, Silver, he saw one of E.C.O or one of Romney cross to the north here. Now they're wondering what kind of an attack they're looking at here. Ghost Isaac's going to down Llama here. Haywire, though, running out of center garage. Looking for the cross. He's not going to pick it. ZK is going to pick off Lion Man here.
2 good picks to kick things off for E.C.O, and Ghost needs to confirm Llama, and then there won't be a res opportunity available, and E.C.O will be setting themselves up beautifully for that round 7. So far, they are right now. Club J really kind of trapped between 2 defenders now, as Isaac and ZK are here to hold down this space, and they may keep pushing. E.C.O is feeling confident here. Isaac may end up pushing the back of Club J. Jay is very tucked in, and they're very much ready for any kind of aggression, so this could be a very over-aggressive rotation on the E.C.O side. They don't need to be trying to push in on Club J, and Haywire goes down in a trade. That benefits E.C.O at the end of the day, 4-2.
Absolutely here. They nearly had E.C.O nearly had a TK moment here between ZK and Ghost.
Yeah.
ZK tossed the smoke out and started pre-firing, but Ghost was able to get into cover quickly enough. Scotty is going to be able to pick off backwoods here. This leaves just Club J alive here. ZK now right behind him. He's going to be able to pick him off here, looking for a res here to even the scores almost.
Llama's been down for a long time. There's not a lot left on that ticker, so they're going to have to get to Llama soon and get this res now. But they're not going for it. They're still holding, waiting for the push. There's got to be maybe 10 seconds left on that res, because they've been down since the start of the round. I think they just realized Llama was down. Club J gets the res, it's back to a 2v3.
So now E.C.O has opportunity still. They have the strength and numbers here. They just have to hold their angles. As long as they're holding their angles, they're going to be looking good here. Ramen possibly thinking that they're still aggressive, looking for them, and not back to OBJ.
Time is ticking, but time not really much of a factor on a map like Arctic when you can get across the map so quickly. So I don't think it's too much for the Raw Meat team to be concerned with, but 3 minutes left for the duo to try and make something happen with very limited information. Wonder if they have an accurate kill count even.
Absolutely. Silver now swinging out. Possibly could have saw Llama there as he was running around here. Doesn't appear. Nope. Silver did see him. He's going to get that call out on Llama there. They know where at least one of them is. However, Club J still back inside of the south garage here. Still opens them up for a possibility here. Lovemore now rotated back around, watching the angle here. Both Llama and Club just holding their angles here.
I'm sure Club knows Llama's just on the other side, but could be right for a potential team kill as Lovemore drops off the angle. Llama tries to pop up and find the shots, but can't, and the duo of Raw Meat is at a bit of a pause. If they rotate too quickly here, Llama could run right into Silver, who's waiting for Llama to push this angle. And, Silver kind of on a bit of a rotating defensive position as E.C.O now just waits. 2 minutes left.
So Lovemore backed off of the tanker here. Now, he is just waiting to see if he can try to hear and pick somebody off. Club J, though, just sitting behind the barrels here, waiting to see if one of them are going to get greedy here, try to go for a clean pick here. Llama still running back and forth between these 2 containers here. He could get baited out by Silver here. Silver hears them. Llama now hearing Silver. He knows he's at the hut. Still standing there though. They got a minute 20 left to play here. Each side just holding their angles pretty vicariously. Llama possible. Think Llama saw Scotty there under the car, but couldn't get the kill there. Now he's slowly making his way, clearing each corner here, running out there. Silver's gonna hear him. Llama's gonna pick off Silver though. Opens up an opportunity here for Club J to run out to from the south here. Scotty now looking back where they just heard those shots. Lumore also rotating. Club now pushing up to where Scotty just pre-firing here. Club J running up towards objective. He's gonna get a smoke out on OBJ. Lumore is now looking at objective here. Cap opportunity. Cap's underway here. Club J getting a cap out here. Lovemore running out to objective. He's going to be able to stop the cap. And Scotty's going to be able to pick off Llama. They're making this a 3-3. Oh, this is a big decider here. Big.
The comeback train is in full effect here. All engines fired up, full steam ahead. The coal has been shoveled in. And E.C.O is a round away from pushing us into a map 3 decider. It took them a little bit to wake up, Tendies, but it looks like the E.C.O team is starting to connect here. This winning momentum has really put them into a good mood, and they're clearly much more focused here on their map pick on Arctic.
Absolutely. E.C.O, we're down and out at an 0-3 situation here on map 2 after they just got 4-0'd on map 1 Abandon there. Now that they've gotten around here, I think I called it. Shovel in a little bit of a hope. I think they're going to be able to take this map here. It's going to come down to that 1v1 trade as we were predicting.
Last objective going to be that back corner in the southeast. I feel like this objective tends to lean more into the favor of defense. So if anything, Raw Meat's still looking at that series point here, could snag the series on a nice defensive patient hold. They really just have to let E.C.O come to them. They have backs to their walls to their backs, you know, so if you don't push out too far, you have a distinct advantage of just needing to cover 180 degrees. And they did that very well on the opposite corner over on the helipad. And so we'll see if they can replicate that success as we go into the final round of map 2.
That's a frame drop. That's not much like.
Absolutely. Raw meat clubs saying just to play smart, don't need to play stupid. They have to come to them, not you go to them. Each side now running out for their positionings here. Haywire getting inside of Mechanic's garage here very, very early here. It's going to be a crucial spot. Smoke's long-range smoke coming out from E.C.O here. That's going to be able to get down onto the OBJ here. Goes now swinging it wide and out here. However, Haywire could possibly hear him and look for the cross here. ZK possibly heard Haywire. Missile moving here. Hasn't seen anything. Haywire swinging this location. It's not going to be able to pick anything off here. However, Lovemore, Scotty, and Silver have now pushed up through the middle here, and they're now looking for the possible picks here. Smoke's coming out from Scotty here. Little Lion got baited out, but he's going to swing out. Lovemore is going to be able to trade out here with Lion. Scotty's going to be able to pick up Backwood. ZK is going to pick off Haywire. This leaves into a 1v3 situation here for the map decider. Club J is the last person alive for Raw Meat here. ZK now swinging, confirming these bodies. Scotty just swinging it. Club J gave away his position here by shooting off where he was at. ZK now pushing into the lower green building here. Just quickly surrounding him. He's going to be able to pick off Club J. 3-4 for Raw Meat here. E.C.O taking map 2.
Quite the comeback, and you're just a touch off on the 3v1, but close enough, I say, on the final score line. Tendies 4-3. We go to a map 3 decider. It's Raw Meat's map pick, and I'm thinking Shipyard, but what do the stats say? You know, what are we
it's actually come down to both teams have not played Shipyard yet.
Okay.
There is no stats for them. However, I think
probably not that map then.
you never know. I think my vote's gonna have to go to Subway. It's one of the most played
Yeah.
maps inside of VRML here. It's a very
Yeah.
intricate map.
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with you there. Quick start on my end, but we'll be back into it soon enough for map number 3. A shout out to everyone that is tuning in, enjoying the action. I'm sure glad that you have stuck around because you would have missed an otherwise stellar series unfolding in front of us here. And despite my slight cold, I'm happy to be on the casting desk and happy to have Tendies here joining me for the first time. So again, if you are in chat, welcome in, Tendies. I saw some kind words for you in chat earlier on in that abandoned round. So we do really appreciate the support coming in from you guys. And if you haven't already, hit that follow button. We do regular season broadcasts here. Got a couple more weeks of regular season, and you'll see a bunch of new casters joining into the fray. So a lot more content should be delivered to you live weekly. So do keep the eyes peeled. Do hit those follow buttons. If you do have Twitch Prime, feel free to drop that Twitch Prime subscription. All the support comes back to the casting team, which we do really appreciate. So please do show your support if you can. Otherwise, a follow is good enough. We appreciate that. We appreciate anyone that wants to come around and hang out and enjoy the action. And look at you. You're getting good. You're starting off hot on the predictions, Tendies. The Subway coming in for map number 3. Spot on there.
Yeah, I think this map is going to come down to a very, very quick landslide. Subway being E.C.O's most played map here. This is a very big possibility for Raw Meat. However, they have not played this map as much as E.C.O. They've only played it 6 times. However, they have won 5 of those 6 times with a 62% round win on them. However, E.C.O. right behind them, playing this map 9 times, winning 7 of those maps and winning 60% of their rounds for that map.
That's the beauty of the VRML system. The pick bans, the limited map pool, the predetermined map pool at the start of the season. It's all intentional to lead us to a point where if we do have a map 3 decider, it's pretty dang fair. Both teams pretty equally skilled here on any map that's left in the map pool. And so, yeah, it's not surprising that we're going to see, well, maybe essentially another Arctic, another 3-3 finale. Very well could be in store for us here this afternoon. But Subway, I don't know, it's, I guess I would consider, I feel like I see more casts on Subway than Arctic.
Yeah, definitely. Subway being actually quite literally the most played map inside of VRML here, with the map being played 41 times just this season, and the next map being Snow Peak only being played 35 times here. This map is definitely a very, very strong favorite by the whole VRML community. And honestly, I think this map could go either way here. In some parts, it forces you into a CQC. In other parts, you can play a bit of distance, and you can play a bit of cheeky angles and pixel peaks. Everybody loves a good pixel peak.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to get some good utility use, C4 use as well. That's definitely going to be coming into play. M203 smokes can be pretty vital depending on the objective, and so I do anticipate again, another heavy utility focus sort of battle here on Subway, but looking at the rosters, not seeing any subs on either side, considering at one point in time both teams were looking for subs in the reservist pool. It doesn't surprise me that they haven't brought anyone extra in, and I don't think E.C.O even have a 6th right now they can tap into. They have recruited a 6th, but they're currently on timeout, it seems. So stuck with 5, and whether that's for the good or better, or good or worse, I'm not sure, but you know, some teams have players that excel at certain maps, and it can have value to be able to bring in somebody that really loves Subway when you have maybe a player on your team that hates it. You know, if you can make that swap out, it can really strengthen your whole team. So it has value to have those subs, but it's also pretty hard to work them in consistently, and be a sub, you may not get to be playing all the time. So
Absolutely, these subs could be a make or break for both teams here. Never know what could possibly happen with each sub. They could be either a really, really skilled player, or they could be a brand new player to Onward and brand new to VRML.
yeah, I think at least at this rank that wouldn't happen. I think the ranking system does set you up with certain ranked of reservists if they do end up dipping into that pool. But regardless, we're getting into the action finally. We bought enough time, Tendies. We've stalled long enough for the action to kick off here in round number 1 on map 3, our series decider. We could run into some early action across the field, so we're going to have to keep tabs on several different angles. Isaac here in the north, watching the standard north entry. We have Scotty in the center of the map, watching the middle catwalk push. And ultimately, no one really watching south right now, so Llama Actual and their teammates should be able to work themselves up until eventually they will push into Bodyguard. But true to E.C.O's style, they are staying very tucked in on their defensive setup.
Very much true. Haywire at the start of the round here, he actually tossed the flashbang up the center, or up the north stairs here. Ghost now trying to swing it here. Possibly could see him. Looks like there's going to be a trade there from each other. However, Ghost is now the one wounded. He's going to be with that call out there. However, is anybody going to be able to rotate around to get him up there?
I think ZK could make that move out from their position to get the res. Obviously, to your point, it is a little bit risky to have to drop off of angles when you don't want to, but no one's really crashing in on Raw Meat's end just yet. And ooh, they sent Bodyguard on the rotation. That's an interesting choice. I would have, I guess, kept Bodyguard there, but it's not, I guess, terrible to pull off your forward defender. It's a big rotation to make, but relatively safe.
Much true. Backwood and Club sitting right outside the entrance to overpass here. However, Scotty has been making a lot of noise here, so they know that Scotty is in there. They don't know where the rest of the teammates are, however. And Llama Actual and Lion still very slowly making their way down Sex Alley here. There's quite an ample amount of opportunity for each side here. Things can go up just like that.
Raw Meat's been executing a little bit better on their pushes than E.C.O has, but they still haven't been in perfect sync when they've made their entries. So I think that's what it's going to take here, is Scotty does find a kill in a tucked-in corner. A big swing out there, and Club J is getting flanked. Isaac is pushing in from the catwalk side and could have an angle onto Jay here in a few moments. Just a matter of time as they push up onto the stairs, and oh, Jay just drops off the angle. They're gonna pop back up. Ghost's gonna find the kill. No joy there for Jay. 5 up for E.C.O to the 2 of Llama Actual and Lil Lion Man on Raw Meat.
Absolutely, and just like I said, it can go up just like that. Now, both Lion and Llama, they have to slowly make their way back to the beginning. Llama's going to actually spot Bodyguard. He's going to take some shots here. He's not going to be able to pick him up. However, he's going to be able to get that call out to his teammates, though, which is going to be very crucial. Silver is actually going to swing that and going to pick up Llama. Silver now going to rush for it. He's going to look for the extra cleanup. Lion getting greedy. He's going to be able to pick him up. Oh, but Silver is going to pick him off on a crisp angle there, making this a 1-0 situation for E.C.O.
Isaac was coming in on the flank too, so that would have definitely been game over for that for that offense. But that is 0 kills coming in from Raw Meat. That is 5 unanswered points coming in from E.C.O. They are really reverse sweeping this, quite literally. From the start of that 3-0 on Arctic, they have not lost a round, and now they're positioning themselves to 4-0 Subway. Depends on, of course, how their Marsoc round goes, but nonetheless, they are coming out here with a very strong performance in the back half of the series.
Absolutely. I think they were just taking this time here to warm up. E.C.O. now taking that time, now pushing through and sweeping their corners and actually, playing a bit smart for everybody and giving the call outs, giving good kill counts, giving just the vital information that you need in order to be able to play accurately and play smart.
Man, it is, truly a brawl here this afternoon between these two rivals. And again, happy that we tuned into it. A quick shout out to the folks in chat. I see Pink's Knight, OK Oaks, Sav Cosplay, Benjamin Beast, Gun Grip Customs, Sin Lifts. Who else is there in here? Heck Black, Daryl, 2 Raw. Appreciate you all stopping in, hanging out, and enjoying the action. If I missed anyone, I still appreciate you just as much. Big Bad Dad. There we go. I got it. 3rd time. Big Bad Dad also. Thank you so much. But a little false start. Not quite getting into round 2 just yet. So I guess a brief moment. Shout out our sponsors as well. You may have seen them tick across your screen, but they are Pro2 VR, offering fantastic stocks for any of your VR controllers to help enhance your game in any VR shooter, whether it's a new one or a old one like Onward. You can get a stock that'll really help you aim in any two-handed rifle shooter. They also have great haptic feedback mounts and even a pistol mount that has haptic feedback. So if you wanted to play games that are focused on one-handed pistoling, then you can definitely pick up their Pro-Volver, I believe, is what it's called. But we really do appreciate Pro2. And we'll go back into the action before we shout out more sponsors. And oh my, Backwood kicking it off with a big double kill nade.
That leaves now Ghost there on the edge here. Flash is going to come out. That's going to pick up Ghost here. He's going to run back the south stairs here. Very crucial nade there coming out from Backwood. However, that left Lovemore and Scotty able to run up through the overpass here. Now they could possibly run out for OBJ here as long as they kill out Club and they can kill out Llama. But by that point, Backwood's going to hear them and he's going to realize he needs to rotate back to OBJ here. Backwood still slowly making his way up to the stairs here.
Wants to full clear those stairs, make sure no one is pushing up them, make sure they've gotten rid of that initial south approach, but it doesn't look like Ghost has completely dropped off the angle and is trying to retake it a little too late. That's going to be a 3-piece for Backwood Bear. They're going to confirm it, call it in, and the team has an accurate kill count with just Lovemore and Scotty left to do all of the work for E.C.O.
Looks like 6 Club actually heard Scotty and Lovemore inside of overpass, and Llama possibly looking for baiting out some noise here. Whereas Backwoods, he's still rotating back around here, rotating all the way through underpass. We could see an ace opportunity here from Backwood. He's running right behind him. E.C.O none the wiser here. They don't know that they got running right behind him. He's coming up. Backwood's going to be able to pick up one. Scotty, now the last one alive here. He's going to swing this angle. He's going to run out. He doesn't check his back corner.
Could have had the ace.
However, this does, regardless, leave Scotty in a 1v4 situation here. Raw Meat having plenty of time and plenty of ammunition to be able to take out one person.
Yeah,
it's like
indeed they do. But what is the plan for Scotty here? To rotate in through the alley. They're going to push up into, again, a hefty Raw Meat defense, ready and waiting for the approach. 3:25 on the clock, so they have plenty of time to work with. But I think we are on track here, Tendies, for that 3-3 showing we were anticipating, because with both teams locking it in on defense, I think it's going to be tough to break the shells for either squad when they're attacking.
Yeah, absolutely. This could just come down to trading these Volk rounds here. And the last objective is not a well-handled Volk objective. or well defendable Volk objective, then this could swing to Marsok's side, which I believe that'll come down to raw meat there.
Hmm.
But very, very intense and close matchup. Scotty now coming outside of Sex Alley here, inside of tunnels. Just slowly trying to make his way up here. Lion going to be able to get the radio tap call out, knowing that there's one behind him now.
Gonna be so hard to break through here. They're gonna have to go through some very tight corners and a lot of refrag angles set up. C4 is going off. Lucky that doesn't catch Scotty. But yeah, it's gonna be very hard to swing and catch this kill and then transfer to Llama. Club and K-Wire do have to rotate back if that happens, so there is a route here from Scotty if they can find the first kill.
Scotty seeing the tablet that's on the ground and the clacker, and now knowing that there's one over there. However, Llama was actually just looking over there. He's going to get the pick off. Lion still sticking in the corner there. He's going to get that pick off. Now swinging onto Scotty, but Lion's going to be able to pick him off there. 1-1 situation here.
Nearly the path there for Scotty to clutch it up, but couldn't find that second kill. And raw meat tie things up. We go now into the heart of Subway. Should I say the base? Yeah, the basement of Subway. So the very bottom floor with 3 entry points. Ultimately, you just hold those, you can win, but challenge again with good utility use. Any team can break their way through a defensive hold on these stairways, and so there is I anticipate another kind of nail biter for these next 2 rounds, honestly, with this objective.
Honestly, this is going to come down to a very, very close matchup here. I think I have to revive the 3-3 1v1 trade here.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna have to put my predictions onto this.
Well, we wouldn't be against it here on the old caster desk because we're always excited about a good quality series to deliver it to you fine folk on what is a stellar Thursday night, Thursday evening, depending on where you're at. Again, we thank you for stopping in. Please do hit that follow button if you can. If you have the ability, hit that Twitch Prime. We appreciate the support. But yeah, we do it for the league. We do it for the players, and I know that a lot of the players really enjoy looking back on these casts and trying to learn. So I imagine E.C.O will have plenty to learn from. Maybe some of it is to warm up a little bit better so they come in a little bit more prepared and don't have to give up 7 rounds before they start contesting the series. Either way, it is a solid comeback, and we go back to it for round 3.
And inside the basement objective here, this is a Volk-sided map, or Volk-sided objective, sorry, here. If this gets well played, they can make, E.C.O can make this a 2-1 lead for them, giving them a nice setup for a potential 4-1 cap opportunity, taking out the series here. Very, very carefully trying to play this out here.
C4 tossed on the pole. I don't know if that was where they wanted it. I think they would have wanted it on the black light. But either way, C4 is out on the basement entry point. Look at the overhead from raw meat. They aren't all stacking basement. The standard, I would say even meta strategy is to really invest heavily in taking control of basement. You put your whole team down here. You take control, you get comfortable, and then you have options to push up the stairs out into the main floor or push out through the basement. The other option is, of course, what Raw Meat's doing here. You send 2 north and south, save all utility, and don't use any of it until you get up to the stairs, where you then deploy flashes, nades, smokes, the whole combo, and try and push defenders off of their positions. It takes a lot of coordination. And if Raw Meat can lock it in here and stay focused and execute, then it could be a well set up play. But again, it's that timing, it's that final moment of the play that seems to be the toughest for Raw Meat this series.
Absolutely, and Raw Meat's taking it back to their old long range roots here, playing this
Yeah.
very, very slow for the first 2 minutes here. However, E.C.O not budging one bit on their defense here, still sticking in every single one of their spots here, trying to listen for those crucial call outs here. Looks like potentially Llama could get called out here if Silver heard him. Don't think Silver heard Llama's footsteps here. They got Haywire now in the basement here, slowly making his way around. Looks like I think they're gonna do a 2-2-1 split here.
That's what the setup is indicating. It's all a matter of, again, executing on it. And so probably be another minute and a half, maybe, before we see this push actually come to fruition. I don't imagine Raw Meat are going to play this one too quick, but there is the first nade, the first piece of utility, and it was a bit botched. Didn't quite go down far enough. That smoke is pretty good, and Haywire gets rid of Ghost Isaac on the basement defense there, so an entry available. Club J continues to apply smoke, so Scotty now dumps a flash, a counter flash, no, a nade to the deep corner. And again, good utility use from Raw Meat to clear out the stairwell. Ultimately, Scotty's still alive, tucked in behind the bench, and these smokes are going to go unutilized, so maybe a bit of an unfortunate, I don't know, maybe too early push?
Silver clacked off his C4 and dropped a frag there that's not going to pick up Haywire. He's actually going to swing out towards north or to the south stairs here. He's going to trade off with Lion, but he's not going to get the kill on that. Now ZK is swinging it. He's going to be met with 4 guns on him, but he's going to be able to pick up Lion, making this a 2v4 situation here. Lovemore, Scotty versus Backwood, 6 Club, Llama, and Haywire here. Haywire still outside of the basement here, while the rest of his teammates are pushed up here. 6 Club now swinging this angle here. Scotty getting lit up. Lumore is going to swing both Scotty and Lumore with a synchronized swing out there. Dropping this down to a 2-on-2 situation here. Haywire now swung out of sight of the basement here. Llama now just back outside here waiting. He's not going to try to push back and wait for backup here.
2 left for Raw Meat as they make their way. What is the approach here? I think the miss they had is they didn't put anyone on the train along with that push. They both pushed close to objective, almost stacked. So a very easy, quick 1-2 available there, and maybe a little bit more spread, or these other 2 pushing in could have been what Raw Meat needed. Either way, E.C.O is 2 kills away from tying this up, and if Raw Meat take this Marsoc round, it could be the differentiator, it could be the determining round that puts them into the lead and gets them this map win.
Absolutely. Haywire, he saw Scotty through a pixel peak of an angle and tried taking shots at him, but wasn't able to pick him up. But he's going to be able to pick him up now, making this a 1-on-2 situation here. Llama is now pushing, flashing out here. Flashes all out on the objective here. That's going to pick up Lovemore. Lovemore is going to get swept up in that flash there. This is a 2-1 round lead for Raw Meat here.
Nice job taking their Marsoc round, and what could have been a botched entry ends up turning out okay. Like I said, this Marsoc round vital for them because we were on track to just trade down Volk rounds, go to 3-3, and then whoever's on the Volk side has what some would consider an advantage, depending on who you're playing or what objective it is. But now, with this Marsoc win, Raw Meat can at least maybe, there's a little bit of a cushion. They can afford a Volk loss. So can they? If they do get it, then it goes back to, trading Volk rounds.
Go to a 2-3. However, here, if E.C.O could possibly be talking about a cap opportunity here. If they were to get this cap here, that's going to make it a 3-2 lead for them, putting Raw Meat into a dire do-or-die, fight-or-flight situation here. I'll have to rise up and figure out if they can dig down deep, dig down into the staminas here, see if they can clutch it out here.
This objective, definitely tough to cap on. Out of all of the ones on Subway, I would actually think it may be one of the harder ones because you don't have a ton of cover. Unlike something like even the market objective, I think the most prominent one, the north stairs, there's a lot of corners on most of the Subway objectives where you can kind of tuck in and cap. Forces different styles of defense, and so this objective doesn't necessarily have that, but I mean, they at least need to get the MARSOC round. They can't let this one go. They need to fight back here and answer with a round of their own. A cap obviously would be nice, puts them into series point, but they can't get too far ahead of themselves. You fling yourself at the cap, you all go down, then raw meat are looking at series points. So it has its risks and its rewards. We'll see if E.C.O takes the risk or if raw meat shut them down and push this lead up 3-0. So we do get back into the action for round 4.
Absolutely. Looks like there's some confusion inside of raw meat as to what objectives or which angles to hold here. Looks like I think they got it sorted out there. Now E.C.O setting up their attack here. Silver came through maintenance here, but he's going to come outside here. Trying to see if maybe one of them is going to stick up on the top side here. Looks like nobody's going to be seen or heard.
Yeah, and E.C.O's going to get pretty quick control over the main floor entry down into objective. Raw meat obviously confident in their ability to hold and defend against utility use. That's why they're still down here. It's why they haven't extended out to look for any picks. It's risky in some ways because, like we saw from raw meat, utility can come in here, and there's a lot of good nade play, a lot of good flashes that you can throw onto these corners, and so it's all really, again, down to E.C.O and how they deploy that utility, how they push in as a team, and if they can actually kind of overwhelm raw meat. As our first piece of utility comes in, it's a smoke that to me seems a little bit early, as there's not a mirrored smoke on the other side either.
Absolutely. Haywire looking down across the outside of the exit of those staircases there. Smoke was a little bit too short there for them. And I think they might realize that not wanting to, or opting to not push down that. However, they've got all of the attention focused down there. Lumore and Scotty still on the other side here. Possibly looking, looks like they're trading out some util here. Looking for a possible coordinated push here. Silver and back down into the basement here. Earlier, Lion had a C4 inside of the maintenance tunnel here, but he clacked it just a little bit too early for them. Now that gives them an opportunity away. Silver now checking his corners here. Could be looking out for a push here into Lion. Waiting out flashes coming out. Silver slowly coming out of the maintenance tunnels here. He's going to check around the corner, though. That's the question. He's going to test the flash, though. Think that flash picked anybody up. He saw a Lion. He's going to be able to kid off Lion there. ZK now picking off Haywire. 5v3 situation here. Smoke's coming out onto the south stair, or onto the north stairs, sorry. Llama still holding his angle. Lumore running out of the objective. He's going to get C4 killed by Club. Club going to finish him off on the 104. ZK picking off backwoods here. Callouts going out. Club J is going to pick off ZK. Ghost picking off, refragging him. Llama Actual, the last one on OBJ here. ZK giving the call out that he's in the cubby there. He's going to swing him out there. He's going to get... Oh. Llama almost picked that off there, but an unfortunate trade happens there. However,
or
this
fortunate,
brings it...
depending on how you look at it, as it ties things up 2-2. And we go back to the Volk, quote-unquote, advantage, where we could trade down Volk rounds, and E.C.O would be the team that would come out on top here. So a big clutch win for E.C.O on the MARSOC side, a good answer back, exactly what they needed to do. And now we go to a part of the map objective, which means that we're going to get north or south stairs for our final OBJ. If one of these teams doesn't win it here on this one. So definitely capable. You know, I would think... I don't know, we really seen... I guess Raw Meat have been going for some cap attempts so far, you know, but... I wonder if we'll see one here.
This is going to be the side. This is one of the more easier capable objectives, in my opinion. Probably one of the easiest from my experience playing here. This is a great opportunity here for E.C.O. If they trade off this Volk round here and they win this round, they have the opportunity to cap, or they could simply just play for kills and pick off Raw Meat, making them panic and dropping back to OBJ here. And vice versa for Raw Meat. This could go either way. It is a very, very close toss-up between these two teams here.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, you got to be so careful on both sides. You know, E.C.O, you want to find some picks. You want to get yourself into that 3-2 position, but pushing out, going for aggressive kills, it can really... You don't want to find yourself 3-5 on this objective. You know, that's where you really don't want to be right now. And so it's a way. It's a matter of how E.C.O balance their defensive approach. As we do get back into it for round 5, map 3, our series decider here between E.C.O and Raw Meat. If you're just tuning in, you've missed a great series where E.C.O have come alive in the back half of it, managing to fight back against Raw Meat, and are now contending for the series in map 3. Everyone on E.C.O sets up, and we're not seeing any aggressive defensive setups down this stairs and challenging the basement. Could be good, could be bad. It gives control of this stairwell entry point to Raw Meat.
Frags coming out there from Backwood. That's going to tell Ghost he's got some company inside of the stairs here, holding a long range angle down onto the right on side of maintenance entrance there. This could be a very valuable position hold for him. Smoke's coming out from Backwood there, slowly coming out there. Pre-fire coming out from Ghost there, giving away his position there. More smokes coming back out to OBJ here. ZK falling back to the objective here. They also got Llama and Haywire inside, or right under. Oops, sorry. Scotty is actually going to pick off Lion, but Backwood's going to pick off Lovemore here. ZK picking off.
Out here, gets a little too aggressive, and Club J gets a quick refrag. In a matter of seconds, we're into a 3-3 with a nice smoke blinding Ghost. They're not going to be able to find any refrag on the Club J just yet. And Raw Meat are working their way into the setup. Ghost comes under fire, and Club J finds the big kill. Silver crashing back to objective to ensure it's not being pushed while utility comes out from Scotty. They don't have great coverage. It's really reliant on Silver Bodyguard to shut down any cap attempt right now.
Absolutely. Both Haywire and Llama on each side of the stair platforms here. And these stair platforms are very, very crucial on an objective like this. Scotty, however, still looking out towards maintenance here. He doesn't know nobody's behind him. It's a 2-on-3 situation here. Slowly, Haywire starts moving up the stairs. Llama running over to join him. It's going to be a very, very interesting time.
Yeah. 340 left, plenty of time to work with for Raw Meat, and it's going to come down to Club J and Haywire executing effectively. J getting Scotty's big. If the duo can distract Bodyguard, there is a route to push up here and cap on this objective. So we'll have to see how Bodyguard holds this one.
Bodyguard not looking behind him. Haywire slowly making his way up the stairs here. Bodyguard, they're running back to OBJ here. Now crashing down. He's going to swing. He's going to trade out with Club there. Oh, it was so unfortunate for him. 3-2 Raw Meat taking the map. Oh my God! They're
Fortunate
taking
or
the
unfortunate,
round.
I suppose, again, depending on how you look at it. But yes, they do take the map lead. And the round, they're now just a round away from taking the entire series. They just need to defend the objective. And, it'd be kind of crazy if we saw E.C.O cap to win this series, wouldn't we? That would be a heck of a way to go out.
Hey, they dump a bunch of smokes onto the objective, throwing off Raw Meat, bait out their util. They have a good opportunity at capping here.
Yeah.
It's a very, very close call here that they could do. On top of that, Raw Meat, they seem to like to play a little bit spread out from the objective. They won't entirely crash down onto it, but they have a lot of long range angles here that they can play off of, which is Raw Meat's biggest feat for them. So they're able to pull these long range angles and pick them off one by one.
So far, so good for Raw Meat. Total score line for them is 10-6. So definitely leading heavily in rounds one. If they can take this round win here, they'll come across the very solid 11-6 win. It's crazy to think E.C.O are contesting this series with that score line. And matter of fact, they could win and lose by several rounds on total points. So just a tough start for E.C.O, and they've been playing a lot better the back half. They've won Marsoc rounds. It's not impossible for them here as we get into round 6, the series deciding point for Raw Meat, and maybe the end of the comeback for E.C.O.
They've been shoveling a lot of coal into the comeback train. You got to question how much they got left.
Yep.
Looks like they're going to try to take control of Horseshoe here. Slowly making their way out. ZK and Ghost coming down overpass here. Bodyguard swinging out the north stairs and just slowly making his way. As well as you got Lovemore and Scotty here pushing down through the north stairs. Haywire right up on the stairs here looking around. He's going to be able to see Scotty here. He's going to pick him off here, making this a 5v4 situation here. Although almost TK situation here between Backwood and Haywire. Lovemore now swinging around here. Haywire possibly could find a second pick here. Although Lovemore is going to be able to pick off Backwood. Shot's going to come out from Haywire. He's not going to be able to pick him off here. Both Ghost and ZK still slowly making their way through Horseshoe, while Silver's still slowly making his way down the north or the south stairs here. Both opportunities here are open for cap opportunities here. So Silver, I think Silver knows a Lion, but Lion's going to be able to pick him up here, making this a 2v3 situation here. The whole north side was open here, which allowed ZK and Lovemore to push up more towards the objective here. Now slowly trying to get into positionings here. Lovemore swinging out here. Doesn't see Lion, but Lion's going to see him. He's actually going to be able to pick off Lovemore. Llama still sticking back here. 6 Club now pushing back to OBJ here, crashing down. 2v2 situation here. Frag right, or flash right under Lovemore, sorry, and he's gonna down Llama. Still one alive here. Just 6 Club. It's all up to 6 Club. Lovemore running to OBJ here, looking for a cap opportunity here. Does he not gonna cap for it? Oh, he could have capped there, but he opted for the kill, still making this a 3-3 series point on each side here. I don't know about you, NightFiree, but this has been an intense matchup here. I told you from the start this was going to be a blood match.
Oh, I mean, well, welcome back into the, welcome into the fold, Tendies. A stellar series for you to tune into on your first VRML cast. And, yeah, this is exactly what we've anticipated. It's round 7. It's south stairs, not north. So maybe the saving grace for E.C.O, but not exactly easy to defend south either. So it's going to come down to how Raw Meat push this in. What is their attack strategy looking like? Is E.C.O going to be able to hold, and can they clutch up a pretty substantial comeback? I mean, down 7-0 in rounds scored, a tough map 1 loss. They were on the cusp of losing their map pick and have since kind of turned on as a team. They've come alive and found the kills they need to get round wins. Map 2 the win there, and now they're just a round away from taking this map 3 and the series. If they did, the total scoreline would actually be 10-8 in favor of Raw Meat, and E.C.O would take the win and go up in rank, and Raw Meat would go down. But obviously Raw Meat would go down by a very little because of that scoreline difference. But either way, quite the finale for the series, and we'll see who's going to become our champion of the day as we get into round 7 on map 3.
That is coming down to just the wire. 1v1 trade. Calling it right here, right now. Each side trying to prep themselves mentally, trying to motivate each other, saying, hey, we got this, guys. We can step this up. We can tap them down. Very intricate C4 placed by Ghost right on the outside of main. Scotty holding down on the south stairs here. Although it looks like it's going to be a 4-man push up through the north here. It looks like they want to get inside of the main and sex alleys as quick as they possibly can here.
Yeah, they've got Haywire sending in through the main floor. They could either be coming up out through the basement or be the element that's pinching in from the south stairs. Either that or they're watching for any flanks, any aggression from E.C.O, which would be pretty out of character. E.C.O hasn't really demonstrated aggressive defensive plays yet, so if anything, Rami should be trying to play into that knowledge.
Absolutely. Backwood had a beautiful frag grenade in behind the trash can there. Unfortunate for him, though, there's nobody sitting there, so he's not going to be able to pick anything up. However, ZK hiding right on the other side here, listening for the footsteps so he knows when he needs to swing out.
Bodyguard can find some action. They do in a trade. Llama and Body go down. Bodyguard is resable, but I don't imagine anyone's going to come and get this, and eventually Lion Man should confirm it.
No, Silver being able to get the call out there on Lion. They know that there's at least one more inside of Sex there. There was a premature C4 clack off by Ghost there. That's allowed Backwood here to move up here. Flashbangs, I believe. That's a frag grenade. It's going to go out by Ghost. It's not going to pick anybody up.
There's the confirm. And
we're
thankfully, Club doesn't peek in team kill there, but yeah, 4 minutes left in the final round. Raw Meat and E.C.O both down 1. And Club doesn't get that nade quite far enough. A bit of a fumbled toss there, and ZK will live another day.
Looks like Backwood still trying to rotate back down through the south stairs here. Scotty, though, still holding this angle here. He's been holding this angle since the round start here. Backwood slowly starting to creep around the corner now. Slowly peeking it. Scotty could possibly see him. Yep, Scotty's going to get that call out on him. He's just waiting for Backwood to swing that angle. Although Backwood's waiting for the rest of his teammates to get in position here, cause him chaos.
Yeah, the idea will be that Scotty can't hold, but no, Backwood pushes out. Scotty finds the kill. Raw Meat are down to 3. Lil Lion, Haywire, and Club J as they make their approach. Slowly but surely, 3 minutes left and still 4 alive for E.C.O.
Flashes coming out of Sex here. Frag grenade's going to drop just short of Lovemore there. He's going to be able to pull back there. They're making a lot of noise. Inside Sex here. Six Club, however, has been holding outside of main here, waiting to see if somebody's going to try to get greedy and flank here. ZK's still holding that same angle he's been holding here. As long as E.C.O holds their angles, I think they're going to be fine here. Lion trying to bait out some util by constantly shooting down Sex.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the timing is, because time is going to become a factor here. 2:15 on the clock. They're going to have to move in eventually.
Smoke comes out from Haywire, but it was an information game, giving it to Lion. Lion's now swinging it. There's going to be a double trade here. Haywire now swinging for the confirm. Goes now holding the angle now. Haywire is going to pick them both up here, making this a 2v2 situation here. Club, he's going to get picked off by ZK, but 1-on-2 situation here. Haywire versus Scotty and ZK. Flashbang's going to go out. That's going to pick off Haywire here. Scotty swinging, pre-fire in this corner. He's not going to be able to pick anybody up. ZK now holding the opposite angle here. I think he saw Haywire in the corner there. Haywire now back onto the angle here. Both backing off here. They know Haywire is in Sex here. Both back into their original angles here. Haywire is still trapped inside of Sex here. Now sitting inside of the corner, possibly thinking that there's somebody flanking him now. Waiting for each side to get greedy here. However, both ZK and Scotty now just come down to holding angles. However, both of them have the capable fence angle still wide open here for them. Nobody's watching the angle. If Haywire slowly makes his way up there, he could cap there, shutting out the series.
Yeah, you're right. He's got him do it quietly, which means he has to do it slowly. So time really going to be a factor. If they want to make this move, they have to do it now. They have to slow walk their way up here. Scotty might check the alleyway again, which could prompt the kill and the push. Scotty prone, peeks the corner. Haywire finds the kill. It's a 1v1. They push up and are going to swing on ZK in the open, but a beautiful flash comes down. 23 seconds left. ZK knows they have to buy time. And with Haywire flash, ZK is going to swing. They'll find the kill, and E.C.O clutch up a massive comeback with 7-0 deficit. They take the series win on map 3. The total rounds 10-8 in favor of Raw Meat, but E.C.O are our champions, Tendies.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a beautiful, beautiful round there on both sides. Unfortunately for Raw Meat, they just didn't have enough in the tank to be able to take it all the way there. ZK getting that flash out there, that really saved them from Haywire capping there. And he swung, he pre-fired. He managed to get that pre-fire out before Haywire can shoot his gun, which was an amazing pre-fire. Probably one of the best that I've seen.
Hats off to E.C.O on clutching up the final 2 maps. Both teams ultimately playing very good for our enjoyment here this afternoon. So shout out to the teams, shout out to you folks tuning in, and a shout out to our sponsors, ProTube VR Cover, and the VRML contributing into those prize pools for the Onward League. That'll be it for us here on the desk. My name is Ben NightFiree with 2 E's, my co-caster Tendies with 2 E's. We'll see you all later this weekend. Saturday is when I'm picking up the cast, but there'll be more. So be sure to tune in. But until then, stay classy.